It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And our focus is on George Pickens. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Steelers and the Cowboys. And it's coming right up on EA Sports.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, our Thanksgiving coverage continues with a good one here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. CD, you look at the Steelers in this matchup, and this is going to be a heck of a chess match. This offense against a defense that will take no prisoners out there.
It's going to be a big-time battle, and I think that both of these teams have that mindset of, we're going to do what we do and make the other guys react to us. And we've definitely got a couple of headstrong coordinators who won't back down from the challenge. So this will be a battle of wits as much as it'll be a battle of brawn.
It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. Takes it at the... And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Now Prescott. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. Set up a tough 3rd and 9. To throw is Prescott. He's got him in. Complete. Give him 30 yards there.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us to their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 9 catches, 97 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is the #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Prescott. Forced out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. That sack there, that likely brings out the field goal unit, so they might have to settle for 3 here on their opening drive.
They did some nice things, getting things started there, moving the ball downfield, but taking that sack on 3rd down, that lets the air out of the momentum balloon just a little bit. Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
And now out come the Steelers. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you've got that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Harris running straight ahead. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And he will have a Steelers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. The Steelers at 8-2 on the year, and they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here, and if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason, and we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Here we go on 4th down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now on 2nd and 13. Pickett. That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Steelers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They are riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much, don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, it's Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, and pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
2nd and 9. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. Pickett sets up play action. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys! His 12th rush. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Take it in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
Right back to him on 1st down. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day, but you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a third game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the third one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense, exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And that one came close to hitting the big scoreboard up there as the fair catch is made inside the 20-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's McLeod on the return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll run on 1st down. Warren. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to throw, Pickett. Being chased down, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Micah Parsons. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Final play of the first half. Here's Pickett. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. He finds Pickens over the middle. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Pickett. Got an open man. It's Pickens. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Pickett to throw on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
On second down, they'll run it here. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. That's complete to his tight end Freiermuth. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Pickett going to keep it himself. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 53 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
From the gun, here's Pickett. And this one is incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Boswell's kick is good, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the 2nd half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. Here's Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Inside give to Elliott. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They go to Elliott again. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pick. On 2nd down, Elliott. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. Back now in Arlington. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Prescott. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
The downside for the defense is that they're dealing with a team that's in their red zone, but the upside, not much room to work with for the offense. Fewer windows in the zone for them to throw into. Tough for a quarterback to get a throw off before the pressure ends up getting to him.
And his kick is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13 to 10.
Joe, he's good with that one, but remember, he did miss one earlier, and right now that's the difference in the ballgame.
And he knows it all too well, but also understands he can't dwell on it. He's got that one through. That's what counts at this point.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Steelers' offense now, they head back onto the field. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit, because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off, because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again.
To the 43, 2nd down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. And some space here.
And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. 63 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And first and foremost, this is all about vision. He can see the play developing right in front of him, and once he's past the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam behind him, he's just going to keep right on going.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This to swell the lead to 6. Boswell's kick is good, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
From the 6. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Dallas offense set for this next drive.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased, and they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
10th carry now for Elliott. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs.
At their own 24.
Harris will start the drive out.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Meanwhile, Pickett's throw complete to Freiermuth.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
2nd down and 5.
They hand this off. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. The big fella. He's at the 30. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and a PAT for the lead.
Now Dak. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Prescott. Finding Tolbert here over the middle.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Flushed, and he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter. Point after here coming up.
Hey, I'm not right.
It's up and good, and they take the lead by a point, 17-16. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it's capped off by the touchdown and the ever-critical extra points. So it is a 1-point lead here in the final minute of action.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
So here's Pickett and the Steelers.
Down 17-16, 33 seconds to go. Their long win streak in great peril as they come up 1st and 10.
Here's Pickett. That's to Freiermuth. And 5 yards, not going to cut it here. That clock continues to run.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Looking to throw here. Pickett. He's got Pickens complete. And he's going to have a 1st down, but he's tackled inbounds up near midfield.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Now Pickett. Finding Pickens for another catch. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Very sharp here to start this drive, 3 for 3.
Yeah, I like the way he's running this 2-minute drill. Very sharp, very precise in throwing the football.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. And the 10-year bet knocks it through the goalposts, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for Pittsburgh, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for the